important point, Your Honor.
Proceed.
And that is the case of Ejercito versus Sandigan Bayan, Your Honor, was cited as an authority for the resolution of this Honorable Court, Your Honor. There were several documents required by the Sandigan Bayan to be produced by Mr. Ejercito. One of the grounds is that he is not, for refusing or motion to quash, rather the subpoena, was that he is not involved in the plunder case before the Honorable Sandigan Bayan. But the more important thing is this, Your Honor. What is the difference of the setting, factual setting of that case with the present case? The ERAP case, Your Honor, is a plunder case. And the main allegation in that plunder case is that the accused President ERAP committed acts constitutive of plunder resulting in the amassing of ill-gotten wealth, Your Honor. So the issue of ill-gotten wealth was principally and categorically raised, Your Honor, in the proceedings, Your Honor. This case is not a criminal case, Your Honor. It is an impeachment case, Your Honor. Now, there are provisions in the bank secrecy law that in cases of 1405, Your Honor, impeachment is an exception. What does that mean? That when the case is involves impeachment, then the privacy of bank deposit may no longer be invoked. That is correct, Your Honor. And we agree with that 100%. But it must be shown that the impeachment case has something to do with the alleged deposits, Your Honor. If the bank deposits has nothing to do with the impeachment case, Your Honor, the mere fact that it is involved in the impeachment proceedings does not justify any court of justice to rule against the privacy, Your Honor. The issue is it enough that the case is an impeachment case in order that the exemption may be claimed, Your Honor? Our answer is no, simply because the case is an impeachment case. But the subject matter thereof is not in connection with this impeachment case, Your Honor. It is not. For instance, certain documents, Your Honor, such as checks, Your Honor, were issued and negotiated in the case in an impeachment case, but they have nothing to do with the issue involved in the impeachment case. It is not a case of unlawful exercise of the right to issue bank checks, Your Honor. Neither is it involved in the issue principally involved in the impeachment case. In that case, the exemption holds water. The privacy of the bank deposits may not be inquired into. I just wanted to emphasize the point that the nature of the proceedings is not conclusive as to the bar a bank depositor from claiming the privilege under the bank. If we will be given the opportunity, Your Honor, we will submit our motion for reconsideration. I just went that far in order to show to the Honorable Court our interest in the ruling made in today's proceedings, Your Honor.
Mr. President.
In the view of this Chair, your Mr. Defense Counsel, it is the right of any person, party to a case like this, to explore all legal remedies.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now,
thank you, Your Honor.
The gentleman for Sorsogon. Mr.
President, I would just like to raise a point of order with respect to counsel for the defense. As we have previously agreed upon and ruled, a motion for reconsideration is not proper on the part of the parties. Only a member of the Senate can seek a reconsideration from the ruling of the chair. I guess the remedies being alluded to by the Senate President would be that outside of the Senate, unless a senator judge would stand up and seek a reconsideration from the ruling of the chair, which is the ruling of the Senate. It's the same ruling we gave in relation to a motion for reconsideration also filed in previous occasions by the prosecution, Mr. President. I raised that point of order, Mr. President. But Mr. President, having said that, may I have the floor just for a few concerns and manifestations? The Senate was liberal in the sense that it granted the request for subpoena made by the prosecution. However, I would like to raise some concerns. Ang dahilan kung ba't binasa yung desisyon para hindi ito mag-cause ng issue o panic sa banking sector o business community. But I place on the record, Mr. President, that the prosecution, in requesting for the issuance of a subpoena, attached certain bank records, which under the law is still prohibited since the subpoena was only issued today. In their request for subpoena, they stated it was from an anonymous source. In fact, they were not vouching for its authenticity as stated in the petition. I raise this concern, Mr. President, because whoever released these documents violated the secrecy of bank deposits law. May I inquire from the signatories of the petition for the issuance of subpoena, either Congressman Tupas or Congressman Abaya, who this source is, because they owe fealty and candor to this court insofar as any evidence that may have come to their knowledge or possession legally or illegally.
Your Honor, please. This is regarding the customer identification and specimen signature card and all other documents attached to the pleading. It came from anonymous source, Your Honor. It was given to me last Thursday night from one of the prosecutors. And when I asked him, it came from anonymous source, and we just truthfully declared that in the pleadings.
Sir, may we ask the circumstances as to how this was obtained? Sino po yung prosecutor na nagbigay sa'yo at alangan namang multo? Iniwan ho ba sa opisina niya yung dokumento? Minail ba sa kanya? Because I fear, Mr. President, Your Honor, that we might be violating indirectly the secrecy of bank deposits law with the possession of these types of documents that the impeachment court issued a subpoena only in relation to that today.
It was given to me Thursday night around 7:30 in the evening in one of the hotels along Ross Boulevard. And the prosecutor is here inside the session hall. So one of the prosecutors, Congressman Reynaldo Umali.
And it was given by who to him?
We can ask him, Your Honor, if you
May we request?
wish. May I give the floor now to Congressman Umali, Your Honor?
The gentleman from Mindoro is recognized.
Thank you, Your Honors. Your Honor, please, last Thursday, I left the Senate halls during the hearing. I went to do my job as a congressman of the 2nd District of Oriental Mindoro. I went to the Department of Public Works and Highways to follow up my projects in said department. And on the way out, I couldn't really actually recall what particular instance that I was that this document was given me. I think I was handed this envelope and immediately I gave it to my aide and went directly to the Department of Public Works and Highways. And then on the way back from Department of Public Works and Highways, I went to the hotel mentioned by Honorable Prosecutor Tupas in Ross Boulevard, and we had a meeting there, but I had to leave shortly after I handed this document to him. After seeing the document, that I felt it was so important for the prosecution to know and to discuss on how to go about it. But I was no longer present in the meeting because I had to attend to a TV show, Duelo, with one of the spokesperson of the defense in that particular program. So I couldn't actually recall, I could recall a small lady, but the lady was, I couldn't remember at all who this person was, because it was just handed to me and I was on the way out already.
Mr. President, I thank the good gentleman for his explanation and also Congressman Tupas. Mr. President, I raised this issue actually, if only to place on record and manifest that in granting the subpoena, the Senate is not in any way, and that's my understanding, tolerating any violations of the law in order to obtain evidence or details of evidence to be subpoenaed. That in so issuing the subpoena, as specified by the order of the court, that the Senate does not in any way allow, nor does it give its consent for such practices in violation of the law to be done by either side, either by the prosecution or by the defense. I submit, Mr. President. Thank you, Your Honor.
If I may just manifest, Your Honor, if Your Honors, please. There was no intent to violate. I guess this was an action taken by a concerned citizen who wanted this thing out, and it was handed to this representation, Your Honor. And precisely, I gave it to the prosecution team for them to study
Where was the envelope given to the congressman?
I couldn't exactly recall.
Was it in the Department of Public Works?
Not at all, Your Honor. It was I was here in the Senate, and then I left at about more or less 2:30, and then I went to. I couldn't exactly recall where because there were just so many documents that were handed to me on that particular.
But you mentioned about a lady